Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Hello and welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. Hello, gorgeous. How are you doing today? I hope that you are feeling absolutely amazing going into summer of 2026. This episode is for the girlies who want to make the most out of their summer in 2026, that you can go into this next season just feeling like the most confident, sexy, successful, rich version of yourself. I am so fucking excited to record this episode because I know the vibes that summer can bring to us if we truly soak it all up and we use it to allow us to just propel forward in every aspect of our life. I feel like summer energy to me is just the most vibrant, alive. I feel my absolute best. And I want to share with you guys all of the things that I am integrating during this season. So first and foremost, obviously, we always come from a place of awareness, and this is the perfect moment for you to actually take a second to check in with yourself and see what you really need this summer. Is this a summer that you know you want to go so fucking hard in all of your goals so that you can go into the fall season just feeling so that you can go into this next season feeling accomplished and like you're on the right track? Or is this the time that you want to maybe take a moment to step back, be more present? What is it that you are needing for you? And also plan those trips. That's something that I am doing this summer. I've got a couple different trips planned. I'm so excited to spend time with the people who I love, spend time with my girlies, spend time with my daughter, spend time with my man. I am so beyond excited. So let's go ahead and jump into 10 tips that I have for you to make this summer your absolute best. Okay, these are going to be a little all over the place, kind of random, but very, very relevant and are going to support you. The first one that I have for you is buy more fruit. Okay, this is so random, all right? But buying more fruit, I am saying this because I myself am realizing how much more antioxidants and anti-inflammatory foods that I need in my diet to support myself. And I absolutely love stocking my fridge with fruits that are going to support my body and are going to hydrate and nourish me. And this is something that I've actually been incorporating a lot more recently because I haven't really shared much about like my diet and nutrition and things, but I have gone on such a journey with my skin, with my gut, so many different things that I am always incorporating new healthy habits. And buying more fruit, stocking my fridge constantly with different fruits that are in season, like watermelon right now, strawberries, that kind of thing, it actually makes me feel more alive and it gives me such good energy. And it's something that I love to just have to snack on constantly. So that's just a little way to upgrade your summer vibes. I feel like it actually makes you feel a lot better because you know you're eating healthier and you're getting all of the color in that you need. I actually am currently juicing. I'm juicing all the time right now. And juicing has helped me so much because every single thing that I'm getting into my juices are nourishing my body on such a deep level. So I do different juices every single week, but typically I do one that has pineapple, carrot, celery, oranges, apples, turmeric, ginger, and a little squeeze of lemon in there. I might be missing some things, but I think that that's about everything. And those just little tiny habits are actually making me feel so alive. And it also just feels so good to be juicing your own fruit. Like once you try your own fresh pressed juices, you will never want to buy one from the store ever again. That's exactly how I've been recently. Even when I make it for Ty or I make it for my sisters, they're like, oh, this is what what this actually tastes like? And I'm like, yeah, dude. And it's all fresh. It's not anything, you're not having any extra fillers. It's all completely natural. And I just really love juicing. If you have not tried juicing, you absolutely should. I also am really intentional with my morning routines, and I will do hot lemon water with sea salt in there. And then I also will do little garlic shots as well. Garlic with lemon, honey, and olive oil. That has been another little thing that I'm adding into my daily routines or weekly routines that just up level my health game. And they're honestly fun. And that wellness shot does not taste bad at all. Anyone who I've given it to, they've actually really, really loved it. So those are just a couple different things that you can kind of add into your routine to make you feel more sexy. You're going to reduce that inflammation. You're going to feel even more fit and just, wellnessified. You're going to feel really good. Number 2, less screen times. This is something that I am also integrating right now. I'm practicing less screen time before going to sleep. So instead, we've been replacing our sleep routines with creative activities. I have gotten into the habit with my daughter and with my man. We've been watching things before we go to sleep for honestly a really, really long time by now. And I just am feeling like I'm noticing it in the morning, like honestly in my face. I feel like when I watch TV before I go to sleep, I notice that I have more bags under my eyes. I don't know if that's a placebo or not, but I personally am wanting to just be more intentional about this. I want to go to sleep feeling like my mind is clear, not like my mind is still thinking about things. And if you are like me, I've been obsessed with the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives the past couple months, and going to sleep thinking about that kind of stuff. You're thinking about their love lives, you're thinking about their careers, you're thinking about all kinds of different things, even if you're not watching that specific show. But when you're watching shows like that in general, you can actually continue these storylines in your brain longer than the show is on, and that's where I feel like it doesn't become supportive for us anymore. So I have just been stopping listening to anything before going to bed. Instead, we're swapping that out with like coloring or being outside or just doing self-care things. Or if I am watching something, it's something that's like extremely inspiring to me and has no drama in it. I think that that's like one of the biggest things. So just being really, really cognizant of when you're watching things and why you're watching things. Like, for example, I don't scroll in bed whatsoever. That's a big boundary that I have. I don't scroll in bed, and I also don't scroll on the weekends. And that has helped me a lot with being more intentional throughout the week. So just those little tiny things, just lessening some screen time can really support you. And it's also just, it's so good for your circadian rhythm. It's so good for mental clarity. There's so many other benefits that come with limiting your screen time. So maybe start incorporating that this summer. Maybe try it for, a month, and then maybe go 2 months, maybe go 3, maybe go the entire summer, whatever that you feel like is best for you. But just starting to be a little bit more cognizant of that. We have so much more to be present with throughout the day. I think you guys get my drift. I mean, I talk about this fucking constantly. If you need help with being more disciplined with that, please send me a message. I am always up for so much conversation about anything that I share on my podcast. So if you have questions, always shoot me a message or comment down below. I am always here for you. Ooh, number 3 is one of my favorites. Okay, so give yourself a day every single week to do whatever the fuck you want. You can do this every single week. You can do this every other week. You can do this every single month, whatever is best for you, every quarter if you don't have the availability to do so. But I really, truly think that this is something that I have to start incorporating even more often, because it is a day where I allow myself to just have grace, do whatever I want. And usually I'll kind of prep for this day to come. So let's say I'm going to do that on a Sunday. On Saturday, I'll get all of my cleaning done. I'll get everything done that I kind of are my, non-negotiable, like the things that I need to do, all of my quote unquote have tos. And then on Sunday, I get to do whatever I want. So I had a day like this just recently where I woke up in the morning, I did a little meditation, I took some time to journal, I did some yoga, I went in for a hike with Aria. We had the best time ever. And then after, we went and got breakfast. And those are just small little things that we get to do together that it makes such a huge difference for just my dopamine, for my happiness levels. Having a day where I just get to treat myself and just take care of my energy and just do whatever the hell I want to. We went to the park, we kicked around the soccer ball, we played outside a lot that day. Honestly, being outside is something that really, truly lights up my soul more than absolutely anything. That's why I live in a place where it's usually hot and nice outside, because I need sunshine. I need to be outside. I need to be one with nature. And so that's a really, really great way that I like to pour into myself. I'm actually going to take some time, like even this weekend, and just ask one of my sisters to hang out with Aria for a couple hours so I can have a day that's kind of solo for me. And this is just things that I feel like really truly help me a lot, just with having more space and clarity, and also jumping into my week just feeling super alive, excited, like just inspired, recharged. I really love to spend that time as much as I can to recharge my batteries, and sometimes just taking a day to do whatever the fuck I want, like going to get a breakfast, going to grab a acai bowl, or treating myself to my favorite coffee, or going to a mall nearby and grabbing myself a Lush bath bomb, like just tiny little things that don't cost more than $10, like, or $15. That just makes me so happy and excited. And it's just like a little way that I am always reinforcing the abundance that I have access to, whether that's literally in nature or that is me treating myself with my favorite like Whole Foods, or me being able to juice. Like those little things are just ways that I am always staying connected with the abundance that is always available to me. It's just really up for me to take advantage of those opportunities, and not just like spend the day rotting. So it's something that I love incorporating, is just a day to do whatever the heck that I want. It makes me feel so alive and really, really grateful to just be here. Number 4 is schedule everything. I schedule everything because I know that if it's not on my schedule, I'm not going to get it done. And I do this with all of the things in my life, with friend time, with date nights, with my family, with alone time. I'm constantly scheduling things because when I schedule things, I am allowing myself to actually fulfill all of the different buckets in my life. And I don't find myself going lopsided on one of them. So, for example, like I love spending time with people who are important to me, like my friends and my family. And so I will make sure that I'm actually blocking out time with them. And I know those time slots where I can do so because that is important to me. I want to water those relationships as much as possible. So I'm scheduling sleepovers with my little sister, or I'm scheduling dinners with my friends or family. I'm making sure to put those things in my schedule. I'm also, scheduling out my trips and making sure that I'm not taking work during that time. And I'm just really, really on top of those things because it actually makes a huge difference in my own like mental health. I also will give you bonus points if you cycle sync with this. I made a whole podcast about how I cycle sync. I think it's episode, I don't really know. I wish I was a person who knew those things. Some people are like, that's episode 64 and it's about 12 minutes in. I am not that type of person. So you'll have to scroll back a little bit to cycle syncing. It went live in March. So just scroll back to March episodes and you'll see my episode all about cycle syncing. But when I cycle sync, I plan out my weeks so that I am doing the most in my ovulation time, and where my energy is like at peak, where I can talk to a lot of people, where I have a lot of energy to communicate with others and a lot of like social time. And I plan all of my date nights during that time period as well. And then towards like the later half of my cycle, where I'm starting to go into PMS and I'm starting to get on my period and stuff, I'm planning a lot more things indoors, like at home, like sauna nights with my friends, or dinners with people that I love, where maybe I don't have to cook so that I can just receive and be taken care of, and maybe go get dinner out somewhere or whatever. So I love doing that. I think that it makes a huge difference in my productivity levels, also just my happiness and fulfillment. Like these are the things that truly make me more happy and more fulfilled. Number 5, I hydrate intentionally. So I had such a long period of time where my skin was super dry. I wasn't feeling like my skin was the clearest. And there was all these different things that were happening. I was always tired all the time. And I realized that once I started hydrating a lot more intentionally, those things got better. So number 1, I hydrate with minerals. So I'm always doing my salt water and my lemon in the morning. That actually really helps a lot with hydrating. Like that allows, I guess I don't know, this is where you guys know, like I'm not a fucking science geek, so I don't know all the language, okay? But from what I understand, it allows your body to actually absorb the electrolytes rather than just taking in quote unquote dead water. I guess that a lot of the water that we drink is dead, so it doesn't actually hydrate us. I don't know. I want to get like a really bougie like water filter thing, and I want to do like reverse osmosis, which is like a whole other thing that I don't know the science behind, but like I hear it's really, really good for you. I have like all these things that I hear about, and I'm like, ooh, okay, on my rich list, the things that I'm going to get I don't want to say when I'm rich because I am rich. Wink, wink. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. All right. So yeah, so I guess that we need to be better about the water that we're drinking. So I make sure to remineralize the water that I'm drinking. Also, like silly goose, type of habits. When I drink, I literally take 10 gulps. So I'm not going to do it because that's gross, but I'm going to drink a little sip really quick. So whenever I drink, I typically will take 10 sips. So I'll just keep sucking for counting to 10, I guess. LOL. This sounds a little odd. Someone could totally clip this right now. But that's what I do. And I fill up my hydro flask. I have a 40 ounce. I fill it up at least 3 times a day, at least. And I'm just really intentional about trying to get as much water in as possible. This is so basic, but like there's so many of us who are not hydrated enough. So I'm gonna say it because you need more water, babe, okay? While you're scrolling TikTok, sip on your fucking water. While you're working, grab your water. Honestly, if I just hold my water like underneath my mouth basically as I'm working, I'll just randomly be taking sips and then I'll realize my water's all gone. Do things like that. Help yourself out. Hydrate yourself, my girl. You need it. Number 6, rest with intention. Okay, no more resting with just watching trash reality TV 24/7. Okay, if you really want to rest and recharge, I'm sorry if I'm calling you out right now. I'm calling myself out too. If you really want to rest and recharge, go do some yoga. Go stretch. Yin yoga is my absolute favorite. If you're not like a Wusa flow type of yoga person, I'm personally not in that era. I don't really like all of the really like, movements and all that stuff. I really just like yin yoga. Yin yoga is where you hold postures for like 2 to 4 minutes and they're stretching postures. So it's just like leaning over and trying to touch your toes for 2 to 4 minutes. And that releases so much. It's the only kind of yoga that actually I get up and I feel better after I do it. So I definitely 1000% recommend yin yoga. Yin yoga, stretching, playing more, like just simply playing. My daughter, she inspires me to play all the time, kicking the ball outside, running around, like just being silly and goofy and being a kid again. Like allow yourself to be a kid again and use your brain for other things rather than just like work or drama that you're watching in reality TV. Again, I'm talking to myself because I'm trying to be better about this. Staring at the sky. That's one of my rest intentionally tips. I literally just did this last weekend and I stared up at the sky while I was on my porch and I just sat there thinking, when was the last time I wasn't doing something and I just could stare at the sky? And I don't know if you're in the same phase of life as me right now, but I don't have much time to like slow down and actually just break and allow myself to just simply exist. I'm just always doing something or stimulating my mind or cooking, cleaning, helping someone at an event with friends, with my husband. Like I'm always doing stuff. And I sat and looked at the sky this past weekend and was like, wow, when was the last time I did this? I don't even know. So do that more often. Like just allow yourself to exist. Allow yourself to simply be. You get so many more ideas and downloads and just things come to you when you're not feeding your brain information. So I definitely think that helps. Also, just going for walks. I love going for walks. I love working outside. If I am going to be like working, I will work outside. That's always a great way to break up my day. Now, number 7, nature resets, which goes just along with what I was just saying. Taking time to allow nature to reset you. I love planning hikes. I love just listening to the birds chirp. Listening to birds chirping actually puts your body into a state where it knows it's safe. It signals safety to our body. And that's something so small that we can do. So whenever I hear the birds chirp in the morning, I sound like a little crazy girl, but this is me. As soon as I walk outside and I hear those birds chirp, I literally thank the universe. I'm like, thank you so much for gifting me with those birds chirping because now my body knows that it's safe and it just makes me really, really happy and just smile a little bit. So yeah, listen to the birds chirp and give some gratitude with that because it's nice. Slow down, do a color walk. You can do a color walk where as you're walking, you pick one color to focus on. So if your color is blue, then as you're walking, you take photos of things that are blue, or you just cognizantly, like you just mentally take note of things that are blue. And that's always like a fun thing to do. I just absolutely love taking the time to reset in my days or in my weeks with nature. It truly makes a difference. As soon as I am feeling overwhelmed, or I feel like if I sit down and my work is not flowing, which that happens to me frequently, I just last week I was like listening to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I started to sit down and get some work done. I felt like my brain was not at all in work mode. I went outside and I just stared up at the sky and just took some time to just not move my body, not do anything, just simply be. And I felt like all of the things that needed to come through for me did. I ended up journaling a ton, and then I got into my workflow and it was just zoom in. Like, it was so good. So just taking that time to nature, to allow nature to reset you, I'm telling you, nature freaking heals, works magic. Number 8, choose a book for the summer. Some of you guys can read a book in 1 week. Some of you guys can read a book in 2 weeks or a month. That's not me. I fucking wish it was, but it's not. So I'm going to choose a book for the summer, and that's going to be my goal. I'm not prioritizing the time to sit and read. Honestly, I don't feel like I physically have the time to sit and read right now. I'm listening to an audiobook, and then I'm going to be reading Worthy this summer because I have something that's coming out later this year that's going to be all about this. So, hint, hint, wink, wink. Yeah. So I'm going to be reading Worthy again because this is something that I also see that a lot of my clients want support with. And I want to be an expert. I want to know everything about worthiness. So I'm diving back into that. Number 9, plan time off of work this summer. Okay. Do you remember when we were kids and we used to have the entire summer off to simply exist and play? Give yourself like a couple days off, babe. Give yourself off a week. If you have PTO, take your PTO. Like, allow yourself to experience more than just work, eating, and sleeping, okay? Allow yourself to take some time off. I'm definitely doing that this summer. I want it. I deserve it. I need it. I desire it, and I get to have whatever the fuck I want in this lifetime, and you literally only live once. So don't put those plans off. Allow yourself to take off some time this summer and know that you deserve that, and it's going to be amazing. Number 10, probably the most important. Love yourself enough to keep the promises that you make to yourself, and give yourself the grace where needed as well. So love yourself enough to keep the promises that you make to yourself. If you say you're going to get in the best shape this summer, don't go back on your word. Don't cave to the excuses. Just do it. Listen to the promises that you make to yourself and get up and do the work. Stop buying the things that don't allow you to be in the best shape of your life. I want you to keep those promises that you're making to yourself. And if you're somebody, right now, you're either someone who needs more discipline or you're someone who needs more grace. Ask yourself which one you are right now. Okay, great. So you either need more discipline, which means stop giving into the fucking excuses, my girl. Get up, do the work that you said you were going to do. Or you're someone who needs more grace because you're somebody who thinks, I'm not worthy unless I do all these things. I am not pushing myself hard enough when you're literally already exhausted and depleted. That kind of stuff. So if you need to give yourself some grace, give yourself some grace. Don't have that all or nothing mindset. Give yourself grace where it's needed, but also get your fucking ass in action, babe. You want results. So let's go get them. All right. That is my 10 tips on how to make this summer your bitch. Just kidding. That is my 10 tips on how to make this summer your best summer yet. Go get after it. I love you. You're so cool. You're so awesome. And I'll see you in the next one.